Hey guys, today we're going to review some basic HTML elements, but first let's review an important concept behind HTML. So when a web page is loaded, let's say that you put www.google.com, the browser, Chrome, Firefox, or whatever you are using to browse the internet, creates a document object model of the page. The HTML DOM, or document object model, is constructed as a tree of objects. So you have, for example, as the root element, you have HTML, and then you have two childs, the head and the body. And then you have, for example, the title as a child of the head, and as a child of the body, you have the A element that we are going to see in detail in just a second, the H1 element, and all of these elements has some text as a child. So in a future video, I'm going to show you how you can add style using CSS and how to manipulate this document object model, making it change dynamically by using JavaScript. So now what we are going to do is we're going to create a really basic web page with some basic HTML elements that is actually a representation of a document object model or DOM. So let's get started. I'm going to use the Visual Studio Code editor. I think it's a great editor. It allows you to code on multiple languages. So supports Python, C, C++, JavaScript, different frameworks. So it's a great editor. So I'm going to use that one. I'm going to divide the screen in two, and I'm going to start creating the HTML file. So first, you need to declare the doc type. That is actually the type of the document. This is a tag that was introduced on HTML5. That's the latest version of HTML. So that's going to be the first tag. And all the HTML documents starts with the HTML tag, and they end with /HTML. And then we have two main components. We have head, and then we have the body of the document. Inside the head, we have multiple things. We have, for example, the title, let's say, hello world. And I'm going to refresh here. And now we should see the hello world title here in the tab of our browser. And then we have some other elements that we can add here on the header. We can also add here on the head, we can add the style. And here we can add some CSS sentences. I am going to upload a new video explaining what CSS is and a brief tutorial about it. So let's create some basic stuff here. Let's assign a background color. A background color to this, to our body. That is going to be this part of the document. Let's say beige. Okay, I'm going to save this. I'm going to refresh. And as we can see, the background of our body changed to beige. Let's add some other tags here. We can set the char set of our document with this meta tag. A meta tag is a tag that describes the document, in this case, the char set that we are using as part of the document. Some other meta tags are the description, for example. This is important for SEO. There are some tags that are open and closed like this, and there are some others that require create two tags, one opening tag and one closing tag, such as the body or the head or the title, for example. And let's add some other meta tags here. And another common is the keywords tag. That is also important for SEO. HTML, free. For example, we can add things like that. If we refresh the page, we are not going to be able to see these meta tags because they are hidden from the visitor. The only way that we can see those tags is in Chrome, pressing Ctrl and U, and in that way we can see the source code of the page. Okay, let's add some more tags. One common HTML tag is the paragraph. That is this one. And here, basically, we can add a paragraph. Yeah. Pretty obvious, right? This is a first paragraph. And we can create another one. And if we refresh, we're going to see this is the first paragraph, this is the second paragraph. Another important tag is the heading tag. That is also important for SEO. Let's change the title as well. And if we refresh this, we should see this H1 with a different size than the paragraph, for example. And we have from H1 to H6. So I'm going to create each of those. This is the biggest font, and this is the smallest font from H1 to H6. Let's see some other elements that are pretty common in an HTML file. For example, the comments. You can add comments. These are also hidden from the visitor, but it will help you to define different parts of the page. It's like documentation for you. So, for example, you can say beginning of the first paragraph. And you can say here beginning of the second paragraph. Remember that these are also hidden from the, I'm going to save this first. And remember that these are also hidden from the user. So the user, the visitor, cannot see these comments unless, again, if you press Ctrl U in Chrome, you are going to be able to see those comments. Let's add some other common elements, such as links. href And here we can put a URL, http www.pragmaticreviews.com. Visit my blog here. I'm going to save this. I'm going to refresh. And here, I'm going to click here. And this is going to open my blog. Okay, let's go back. And if I want to open this link on a different tab, I can add another attribute here that is the target attribute. And here I can say underscore blank, for example. And this is going to open the link on a different tab. Let me refresh this. And as you can see, it's going to open the link on a different tab. Some other common elements are images, for example. Image, you can enter the source attribute and you can close the image. Here is another important attribute for SEO. We can save this image as HTML.png. I'm going to save this. This is on the same directory where this index file is stored. So I can include this image like this, html.png. And if I refresh this now, I should see the image on the page. We can also create lists of elements. So I'm going to create a list. For example, an unordered list. We can create ordered lists or unordered lists. For example, we can create this one. This is gonna be an unordered list, and we can add different items like this. LI stands for list item. First, second, and third. To refresh this, and here we go. Here we have our unordered list with 3 elements. And if you want to create an ordered list, I'm going to copy this and just change one thing, the enclosing tag. OL stands for ordered list. So I'm going to refresh this. And here we can see that we have our items ordered with the number on each element. Let's create some paragraph here. So for text formatting, we have some other tags. For example, the tag strong. This is a strong language. So I'm going to add the tag strong. I'm going to save this, and we're going to see that we have the strong in bold format. There are some other formats like italic. So I'm going to add that one as well. That's actually this one. And I'm going to refresh this, and you're going to see that this changed to italic. Okay, I think those are the most basic attributes. There are a few more. For example, divs. You have divs. With divs, you can create different sections in your page. Let's add some content here. It helps you to organize the content. This is a div. And another one is span. This is another one. One of the differences between these two is that div jumps a line at the end or creates a breaking line at the end, and span continues on the same line. I'm going to save this. I'm going to refresh. And as you can see, this is a div. This is the text that is inside this div tags, creates a line break here. And if I add another span, you're going to see that it's going to add it just right to it because it doesn't create a breaking line. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to save first. Now I'm going to refresh. And as you can see, you can add as many span elements as you want without changing the line. And there are some other semantic elements that were introduced in HTML5, such as header, section, article, figure, here you can include, for example, an image, and you can create a a text for that image, a description for that image. That is the fig caption element. And what is good about this editor is that you go and you position yourself over the element, over the tag, and it gives you an explanation on what that tag is. So that's great. Okay, and you can also add here a footer, footer. These tags are called semantic tags because they express the structure of the web page. You have a header, you have a footer, you have one or more sections, and then you may have articles within those sections. So this is called semantic HTML. Okay, I think we reviewed the most common HTML tags. On the header, we have the title, style, the meta tags that are meta descriptions or meta attributes of the document. Then we reviewed the different headings from H1 to H6. Then we reviewed the paragraphs. We reviewed the link tag. We reviewed the image tag, also an ordered lists, the different formatting tags such as strong and italic. Then we reviewed divs, span, and then we reviewed some semantic HTML such as header, section, article, figure, image, fig caption, and footer. This is Enrique with pragmaticreviews.com signing off. Remember to like and subscribe, and I see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.